I'm Sam, Flying Kite. This is the horror show, and doing the franchise. This franchise being the Evil Dead franchise. And of course, we're starting off with The Evil Dead. It came out in 1981. It's about an hour and 30 minutes long. This is week 19. I don't know if I said that already or not, but it's week 19. It's NC-17, so that's interesting. Directed by San Raimi. Composed by Joseph LoDuca, but I'm gonna be completely real and honest with you. It says that he does he composes the music for like this one, the next one, and then Army. But like in this movie, the music, if it's like him actually making music, then wow, he got me good, because it more seems like which makes sense. I mean, I'm not faulting him for it, but it seems like they're using like stock music, kinda. But I don't know, maybe it's like 50-50, using some and then he did some others, because there were some that sounded like, you know, that is like not something you're gonna find in a library. But anyway, Bruce Campbell plays Ash. Ellen Sandweiss plays Cheryl. Richard Demanicore, I'm sorry, plays Scott. Belle C. Baker plays Linda, and Teresa Tilly plays Shelley. Although the fact of the matter is that all of them are, no offense, kind of nobodies, except for Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell is that guy. And 5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods where they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons. This movie is the epitome of independent filmmaking, and I love it for that. Because the fact of the matter is, there's some ideas I have that aren't like, it's not based off of Evil Dead, but like if I was able to go and make it, people would go and be like, that's Evil Dead. And it's like, no, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be maybe inspired by Evil Dead, but like not necessarily Evil Dead. No, but it's like, this is quite literally, hey, let's make a movie. What's a good movie to make? Let's get a cabin in the woods and let's get some demons out there, kind of thing. IMDb has this movie a 7.4 out of 10. About almost 250,000 people voted. Let's do my stuff. So, I did change one thing in how I did rankings, although then again, I think it's just going to be, I just switched one thing. See, I still have the story, characters, music, and setting, but I changed the atmosphere to effects. And I think going forward, I think that's just going to be a split thing. Or maybe no, it's not going to be like, they're two own things. They're going to be the same category, effects and atmosphere, because this movie, when it comes to atmosphere, the fact of the matter is, a lot of the time, whenever there's like, the whole point of the atmosphere, at least how I've gone about it, is it's supposed to be a mix of the story, characters, music, and setting. And it's like, I don't think I really need that, because it's like, you could already tell, like, you know, when I tell you what the story, character, music, and setting is, that in itself should just tell you how I think the atmosphere is, roughly. So I think I'm just going to change the atmosphere to effects, because that's a lot more prevalent, and maybe a lot of things would be different when it comes to the whole, you know, ranking beforehand, but anyway. Alright, so the story is a 4 out of 5 for me. It's really simple, but I mean, as I've said before with previous stuff, it doesn't have to be some Christopher Nolan complicated movie. I mean, it could be interesting if it's like that, but like, this is a 1981 independent horror movie, B-horror movie. I'm not really looking for some deep stuff. Maybe if he made another one, which he did, then it's like kind of start taking like a deeper dive into that universe. I'm sorry, I got distracted a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just a simple story, and it's, you know, it's like 5 friends going to a cabin, and then there's demons, and now they gotta survive the night, and the demons are crazy, and like, blah, whatever. Characters are a 4 out of 5 for me. The characters are kind of simple in the sense of, oh, it's, you know, it's just 5 friends. But I mean, it seemed like they had really good chemistry, so I would give them credit for that. The music is a 3 out of 5 for me, and it's mostly just because I couldn't really tell if the music was, like, actually completely composed by the guy, or if it was just out there music, and I really hated that whole, like, please tell me what it is, because I can't, you know. I mean, if it's, like, I think I had Night of the Living Dead as, like a 4, or a something like that for this music, although then again, I can't quite remember. Let me see them right there. Oh, well, I had the rating system a bit different back then, too, so it probably would have been a 4 or a 3, but, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's good. The music definitely gets better, because then I could start telling, okay, this is actually music that they're using, in which case, for, like, Night of the Living Dead, I wouldn't necessarily, care that much, because the music that they grab is from, like, science fiction movies, and it really fits with what's going on. In this, it's kind of like, if they did just use stock music, it's like, it's there, but it's just there, honestly. The setting is a 4 out of 5 for me. It's a cabin in the woods. No one's out there. No one's gonna just come out of nowhere and save you, right? So it's just them, isolated, and all alone. And then the effects are 5 out of 5, because they're just everything. Everything about the movie, effects-wise, is just phenomenal stuff. And, this is definitely a movie. This and, Evil Dead 2 are definitely movies I need to, like, take notes on when it comes to this specific idea I have. Because there's specific things I would want to go about and do, and it's like, how do you go about and do it? But just kind of thinking about it and thinking about this a bit and whatnot, and just going from there. But anyway, yeah. And at the very end, when, like, when, you know, the day is saved kind of thing, there's, like, the effects of, like, the bodies decomposing into nothingness, and it was like, whoa, that's like claymation, but that looks really good. Like, that looked really good. I don't even know if it was claymation. It's something. It more looked like Play-Doh, or like some kind of weird dough-ish looking thing. But anyway, I thought it looked really good. But then the ending, I really liked the ending. Or 2 reasons why I really liked the ending. And I'll go more in depth in Evil Dead 2. The first reason is because you could kind of pick up where you left off in Evil Dead 2, with how that movie kind of begins. Like, kind of take out the first 5 minutes of Evil Dead 2, and you could say that you're literally, like, watching the same movie of the same guy. But, yeah. And then the second thing about the ending I really like is that it gave me a kind of idea on that specific movie idea I had of how to end that movie, which also is something that I've done before. If you go back earlier on my channel, there was a short movie I made that's like 3, 4, 5 minutes long called Run. And that's kind of the ending, although I guess in this it would be more of an Evil Dead approach. And I'm not going to go in like detail, obviously, because I would like to go and actually make this a thing. But, yeah. And I just, you know, this, it's really nice because it's like the whole, uh-oh, did you really defeat it, or, but, anyway, so, I think this is a movie you should watch, but it is very serious when it comes to, like, the effects, when it comes to, like, XYZ, because, like, there's scenes in this movie where it's like, dude, this would be a great psychological movie. That's why, well, no. I was about to say, that's why a movie like Cabin Fever's out there, but that's not really a psychological movie. No, but, like, the whole idea of the movie is, like, you know, people are, you know, the friends are getting possessed kind of one person at a time, and then, like, in the middle of the movie, that's when they start, like, hacking up people, and it's like, oh, when they start hacking up the possessed, and it's like, dude, imagine if this was, like, a psychological movie, and they're all just going crazy, mass hysteria kind of thing, and, like, that person's not possessed, you're both just really crazy right now. That would have been really interesting. But that's, like, you know, you're trying to make a horror movie, not some like deep thinking psychological movie that's gonna confuse your audience to crap, you know. But that's just an interesting idea. That's like they could have kind of gone in that direction, or if they ever made a sequel, they could have. But like that's no fun. Why, you know, why make it psychological when you can make it demons? But yeah, I mean, I really like this movie. Is it my favorite Evil Dead movie? No. But is it like an Evil Dead movie that I would highly recommend to people? Yes. But, you know, make sure, you know, you're in the right mental space for it, because it is more serious and whatnot. And there's a difference between going and watching a movie that's... I mean, I guess you could go and watch it and think of it like it's silly and whatnot, but, like, that's more of, like, Evil Dead 2. That's more of Army of Darkness. That's, you know, you're going and watching Evil Dead 2, and it's just, like... I don't know, it's wow, am I having a stroke? I don't know. It's just, when you're watching it, and, like, there's the effects, and, like, all the, like, extra gore and blood that's in it, it's not really, like, to be serious, it's kind of, like, silly, and you're just like, uh-oh, look, there's so much blood, now it's getting all over the place, and it's splashed all over Ash, oh, no. But, like, in Evil Dead, it doesn't really feel like that. You kind of have to be really drunk, I think, to kind of, think of it like that. But, anyway. I wouldn't know, even though I could know now. But anyway. I'm Sam. Flying Kite. This is The Horror Show. Starting a new franchise, Evil Dead. This is not mine, this is my father's. But, it's a nice steelbook. I think he has a DVD of it, but this is pretty cool, too. I'll see y'all next week for Evil Dead 2. Oh! Actually, one more thing. I wrote down, like, a schedule up until October for the horror show, and, I really like it. So... I guess, you know, if someone's here right now watching this, then you'll get a sneak peek into the next little bit. So, right now I'm doing the Evil Dead movies. Then after that, I'm gonna do Nosferatu, which is, the original, so Evil Dead, there's like 5 Evil Dead movies. There's the 3, then there's the remake, and then there's the newest one, Rise. Then I'm going to do Nosferatu, which is 3 movies. The original, the 79 remake, and then the most recent remake by Robert Eggers. And then I'm going to do the Final Destination movies. And then I'm going to do another franchise. But that franchise is really huge, and it's going to lead up to Halloween. So, you know, I wonder what it could be. But, this is probably mostly just me talking to myself a bit, because who's gonna actually sit through and watch this whole thing, right? Like, no. I've seen the stats. No one's here. And if you are here, you should like, and you should comment, and you should say something, because it's really lonely out here. But anyway, I'll see y'all next week, for Evil Dead 2. Goodbye.